Alright, welcome back to another round recap. This is round one from Druids Heath. Unfortunately, didn't get to film round two, but thanks to Benjamin for coming down to help me film this today. It's the first time he's used the camera I've got, but he's done a good job despite that. So I'm going to talk you through shot for shot as we do week by week. I've got my other cameraman coming with me for every other tournament, but he just had a week off that he couldn't do, so that's why we only got to film one round here. But for the rest of the year is basically every tournament round. That's the plan. So starting off at Druids Heath, this is a par 5, long par 5 around the corner. It's a free shotter because you can't get your tee shot around the corner, and there's a run out of like 270, but gave myself a look at birdie on the first, which unfortunately just missed the greens here. Again, this is a golf course which is pretty tight, pretty bouncy, and suits a guy who hits it like short and straight with a decent short game, which is obviously sort of like the opposite of where I am at the moment. But I feel like it's important to still be playing every event and just to keep progressing in each round basically, and find a way of getting around these golf courses. And then hopefully there's going to be some golf courses that are more up my street as we get further through the year, which there are coming up very soon. So this is a 400 and something yard par 4, just hitting 4-iron and a wedge. Actually left myself above the hole. This is a golf course you can't really leave yourself above the hole, as you can see how quick the greens can get. They're quite slopey, and unlike last week, they tend to just slope in one direction, so you have to try and keep yourself below the hole, even if that means short-siding yourself. Some of that pin there was on the left, and that was probably the better miss than to leave it upright. Anyway, par 5, 560 round the corner. This is a shot that is really giving me some bother at the moment, the left miss, which you're going to see a few times today. So the left miss, and also my short game was just in a very bad spot, but I'll talk you through that as we go through. Now this is 210 yards, and this is a strategical error basically. So I've hit a 7-iron thinking I didn't want to go long, but the miss is actually long left here, as the green slopes like really hard from back right to front left. So I left myself literally dead. Like, I'd have to hit a flop shot off a tight lie down slope onto the top bank there and just feed it down. As it was, I bottomed out slightly before it, and it obviously released to here. That is one problem that I was having trouble with, is just bottoming out in the wrong place. And my short game, like, I haven't been able to practice it, so I can't expect it to be like at a decent place. But me and Ryan have done a lot of work this week, so next week looking forward to, and you know, just progressing through the season to get the short game in a much better place, and also get rid of the left miss, which we're going to do. This is an uphill, this is 300 yards uphill, short par 4. Hit that utility iron and it just chases up not far short of the green. So yeah, this at the moment I'm sort of playing with what I have, which is a little draw, but the little draw turns into a shot that, you know, the bad misses are obviously the one that is like left going left, and also the one where I just leave it outright, both of which are moving away from target. So we're trying to move towards the fade, which we were trying to do last year, but we're gonna make that was a nice birdie there, by the way. Trying to make a bit more of a commitment to hitting this fade, and really not seeing shots go to the left at all, just because at speed they get like really destructive. Anyway, so I've got 145 yards in here, pitching wedge. That pin is tucked. I thought it looked tucked over there, but it's actually a pin that you probably go for. So I was hit one to the middle of the green here, left myself a downhill putt from about 25 foot, maybe 30, and you can see that is pretty quick. I actually play like fairly solid on this front nine. Unfortunately on the back nine, just let a few more go, just because yeah, left misses in short game. Anyway, so I'm level up to this point. So we've got a 4, I think it's about 430 dog legs right to left, hit the utility iron, got 120 in here, and hit just a little controlled gap wedge. Hit what I thought was a really good shot, pulled it onto the flag a tad, and it's just got a really weird kick and kick left. Anyway, ended up on the fringe, so just got again, left myself above the hole, which you can't really do. Got a tricky putt through the fringe, which is pretty quick. And got this to clear up for par, so still sort of level at this point. Guys, if you like this type of video, make sure you leave it a like, it helps massively. Moving on, this is 180 yards up the hill, par 3. I just pulled a 7-iron. This is a bad shot again, it's the left miss. Pulled a 7-iron into that trap, got a tricky bunker shot which sort of like back edge of the lip, and it all feeds away from here. Sort of didn't strike that as well as I wanted to, but you can sort of get away with it when you're playing down the slope, just because it's all going to feed. Left myself just a dead putt basically. This literally swings like 2 feet, and if you hit this at any pace, it's just gonna like keep going once it gets past the hole. So just not a good putt to leave yourself a par. This is a par 5, number 8, 1 over at this point. Just trying to hit this up that chute basically, but end up hitting it just right of that tree that you can see on the right, which, you know, left myself this in the trees. So probably could have tried to chase this one up there, but knowing that left miss was in the bag, and you can see all the trouble on the left, just wanted to leave myself a wedge shot. Left myself about 70 yards, and this is another area that needs to improve a lot, is just distance control of the wedges, but it is getting there week by week. Now again, you can't leave yourself above the hole. This is literally, I'm aiming 5 foot right here, and you're just trying to get this slow. I know you can't really see how steep that is, but if you hit that at any pace and it keeps it, literally, my playing partner I think hit it just to the right, and it just kept feeding and feeding and feeding, and ended up like 15 foot away. I was actually playing with Harry Ellis, who's played some European Tour events recently, who's a really good player, that guy there in the white. Very, very solid tee to green. This is a tough par 4, 430 yards, just hitting a 4-iron in play, about 240 yards. Left myself 190 I think back to this flag, maybe even 200 back to the flag, so didn't really want to go long, so hit a 7-iron, which we're going to see in a second. There you go. So 7-iron front edge. Now this putt was big, uphill, huge swing off of the right, and left myself 6 foot. So this is to keep the score at 1 over through 9. Now the leader, I think the tournament winner, was 2 under through 36 holes. So anything around level is actually a good score. It can be quite hard to see that when you're just watching it on a YouTube video, but the last 2 events, the scoring's been, although the fields haven't been as big as they can be, the scoring's been very high. So it's just down to the fact that they're sort of tight, tricky courses that are bouncy, and it just, yeah, doesn't serve up to be a very like scoreable place, especially when the greens are slopey as well. So no excuse for the wedge shot. That is like really, really bad distance control. From that distance, should be getting it sort of within 20 foot minimum. Anyway, 2 putts, and then what you're going to see on the next is why I'm trying to get rid of any balls turning right to left. So this is a par 3, and I've hit it OB. So it's 160 yards. The OB is literally 10 yards left of the green. I'm trying to just control one in there because the wind's interface, and it's just got up and turned left, and then just literally kept going left. And it's that kind of stuff that, well, for one, Harry Ellis in the group, he's not doing any of that. Like, there's not a destructible shot in there. So then I've left myself this, which was like 3 foot breaking a cup downhill for double to go to 3, which is just frustrating because I was actually level with both of these guys up until sort of like 10. I think Harry shot 2 over and Pat shot 1 over in the end. Hitting a right tee shot down this par 4, left myself 160 yards. I didn't want to go long just because I thought long was really bad. I didn't actually play a practice round here.
Kick nicely.
And long wasn't actually that bad because you are below the hole. So I was above the hole here. This is literally 50 foot, although it looks about 20. And try to get it down there for a 2-putt. To be fair, I didn't do a too bad job. 6-footer miss. You're going to get a few of those from 50 foot. So straight away we're at 4 over after, you know, playing solid-ish on the front line. But anyway, 560 yard par 5. This is just like down the left side, absolutely fine, but I thought it was going at that guy. So on the angle, I've got 160 yards here over the tree, maybe slightly more, maybe 165 over the tree. So just hit wedge, and actually pulled this probably about 5 yards. It ended up over the back of the green. Now around the greens, because our courses haven't had much moisture at the moment, you're getting like really bare lies. So this was sat down in a little hole with a tuft of grass behind it. So it's one of those ones where I couldn't actually get a wedge to unless I literally belly wedged it. Tried to get it rolling with putter, and then you're turning a par 5, which is a fairly easy scoring opportunity, into a par, which is frustrating. So 4 over through this hole. This is probably the worst wedge I've hit in a very long time. It's like a strange sounding strike out the heel. Hit it just right at the green and left myself actually dead place. Like, you cannot really, unless I landed this another 2 yards short, you can't get this close. It's literally so fast. Yeah, he's moving the bags. Knob. Like, this is the leave. Like, it off the tee, it looks like front left is dead, but it's an actually much easier bunker shot from down there because you're playing it to an upslope. Anyway, got this to go to 5, which is frustrating. Second round, I'm actually going to talk through. Second round, I scored better, played better, didn't get it filmed, but I'm going to talk through like some of the recent stuff that's going on with, like, you know, some of like the findings through like just playing week by week, what I'm learning, and a little back, like behind the scenes vlog of the tournament. So I filmed some bits and pieces with a couple of the guys that I like hang around with up there. Anyway, little wedge, didn't want to go long of this flag. This is actually where you would much rather be down here than above. Like, in the next round I had to chip through the trees and left myself 30 foot downhill. I got it to a foot, but it's literally deadly. Anyway, little tap in for par, and then we've got 230 yards par 3, playing 15 down and into wind. So just hit a 5-iron here. Didn't really want to miss that left, and made the I don't want to miss it left swing, which ends up just right of the trap down there. This is another example of the short game. Like, I got lucky that it's actually released through there and it's hard. That is just like awful, bottoming out in the wrong place. But I'm going to talk about the work that we've done in the next vlog, and hopefully next week at Goodwood. It's a course that may be a bit more suitable for my game, and it's just gonna hopefully post something a bit closer to par. Anyway, hold this for par, and this is a tough par 4, around 430, and just hit a quick left 2-iron again. So I've literally hit like 4 shots in this round which are quick left, and they're just so destructive. They've led to a double, 2 bogeys and another bogey. So you get those shots out, and you, like, what I'm trying to do is get into a shot pattern which is left to right, because I know that as long as the ball's not turning left, the miss is, like, you can scab a little cut and the miss is going to be in play, and you can actually get around by scabbing little cuts and then when you're striking it well, I feel like the control is just going to be at a different level. So you take away those, you know, quick lefts and the bad short game, and again, we're just getting closer week by week. That's the main thing at this point. It's just keep getting competitive experience, even though the courses are just not suitable at the moment to where I'm at. It's best to learn to play around these courses which don't suit your game. Anyway, 350 yard finishing hole, just smashing a driver up there. They've already knocked it in from much further away because they didn't hit driver, and I can't even get inside them from like 30 yards. So again, this is an area that like needs work, which I am putting in work. I've been working with Ryan, like I said, on technique, and it's going to take that week by week, make sure I'm just doing a lot of practice, getting the short game in a decent spot. So another round done. Hope you've enjoyed it. Good wood coming next week. Let's get something a bit closer to par. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.